What about you, Bruce?
Sorry, Mom, I agree with that. It's kind of lame.
Kinda lame? There's no such word as kinda. It's totally lame.
Yeah.
You too, so judgmental.
Bruce Wayne, alongside his parents, entered an alley after a joyful visit to a local cinema. That night, the family became the victim of a mugging which resulted in the death of Martha and Thomas Wayne. This event shaped Bruce Wayne. It broke the secure and innocent world he lived in. I want to talk with you about Bruce Wayne and Batman, about what kind of ethic drives him and informs his actions. I believe that the philosophy that encompasses the essence of Batman and his code the best is the school of philosophy called Existentialism. Existentialism was coined by authors and philosophers of the 19th and 20th century. It was an answer to the Enlightenment of the 19th century. Authors and philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, Albert Camus, Hermann Hesse, and many more shaped the idea of existentialism. Existentialists believe that life has no specific meaning given to us by a higher power. However, instead of going down the road of the nihilist that declares that this makes life meaningless or insignificant, they see this lack of meaning as an opportunity to take responsibility for our own actions. The fact that life has no definitive meaning or is led by a higher power gives us the ability to choose our meaning and purpose in life. Every life has potential, and life for its own sake is worth living. Morals and beliefs are a result of this. Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. Jean-Paul Sartre. To summarize, you are responsible for your life and to choose a path and meaning for it. There's no higher power to guide you, nor destiny stopping you from accomplishing your goals. The persona of Batman was born out of the anger and sadness of a child that was confronted with a hopeless situation. This is quite similar to how existentialism was born, out of the hopeless realization that the universe might not care about us. Existentialism at its core is a philosophy that tries to regain control over the realization that we don't matter in the bigger picture. You could say it was the glass-half-full approach that looked at the bright side of the situation next to its nihilistic counterpart that had a more glass-half-empty or completely broken approach. Existentialism, while acknowledging the indifference of the universe, believes that we can create our own goals and happiness. Batman is the embodiment of this thought. Bruce Wayne could have just accepted his parents' death and become some billionaire that gives some money to charity and drinks the pain away. But he decided that this was a wake-up call, that he wouldn't waste his life. Surviving this terrible situation and using the money his parents left him gave Bruce the chance to become something that can protect others from experiencing his pain and inspire a new generation of Gotham citizens that might change Gotham more than Batman could ever imagine. Who knows, he might inspire the future mayor of Gotham. Batman might be a scary monster of the night for the criminals, giving them something that makes them rethink if they should really go out and commit a crime. But often it's overlooked that to the good citizens of Gotham, he is a symbol of hope, a guardian in the night, a dark angel. He might not be the bright symbol of hope that Superman is, but at its core, he tries to spread the same message of hope. Oh, DC films are gritty and dark, and that's what makes them different. That couldn't be more wrong. It's a hopeful and optimistic view of life. Even Batman has a glimmer of that in him. If he didn't think he'd make tomorrow better, he would stop. Jeff Johns. Batman's rule against killing is a result of his belief that every life has the potential to accomplish something good. He knows that taking a life takes away all the potential it has. Killing them takes away their chance to redeem themselves and to do good. Scott Snyder's portrayed this redemption scenario towards the end of his run, in which Batman meets a gang member he had brought down at the beginning of Snyder's run. After his run-in with Batman, he quit the gang. He describes it as a life-changing event. He knew Batman could have killed them, but him not doing it was to him a wake-up call, and he took it. He went back to school and writes a column for the Gotham Gazette. he became an upstanding citizen. This hope, the hope that people can change, is also why he doesn't kill the Joker. If he kills the Joker, he would admit that there are people who are truly evil and can't be changed. This perspective is consistently challenged by Joker's nihilism, which he tries to convince Batman of. But for Batman, however dark he might seem, he keeps hold of this undying hope that there's always something to be saved in people, and that even people like the Joker can change and maybe do something good, which is why in one of their most iconic storylines, The Killing Joke, Batman offers the Joker help even after he crippled Barbara Gordon and tortured Jim Gordon. He still reached out his hand. I think this is something people overlook, the human moment they shared at the end of that story. A moment which has sadly been overshadowed by Grant Morrison's fan theory that Batman kills the Joker, which doesn't make sense when looking at the context and the joke the Joker cracks at the end of the story. His belief in saving the good within people is why he took in Jason Todd, a child who seemed to be destined to become just another criminal. Jason at the end might not be what Batman hoped he would become, but he still does good in his own way, which is more than he would have done as just another criminal in Gotham. The no-kill rule is a symbol for the hope Batman has for Gotham and even people like the Joker, who seem to be too far gone. It is the belief that we all can choose and most importantly can change our lives. One of the core principles of existentialism is the choice of one's path and goals in life. These goals should fulfill one's existence and if possible benefit the lives of others. Bruce Wayne decided to dedicate his life to the war on crime. In his early years he was very serious about spreading fear into the hearts of criminals, and was quite brutal. He chose a lonely path in a war he will never win. That's why he changed his approach when he got older, beginning with him taking on a sidekick, Dick Grayson aka Robin. Robin represents hope in Batman's life, and in his crusade. That's also what he states in Justice League: The New Frontier when Superman questions him about taking on a sidekick.
New look? A sidekick? Do you mind if I ask you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Let's just say I set out to scare criminals, not children.
Fair enough.
Robin, and for that matter every member of the Batfamily, represents Batman's legacy. It might seem weird how Batman surrounds himself with children and teenagers, but they are the future of Gotham. His war on crime is for them, and he is training and raising them to continue his war. A war we all know will never end. At the same time, they give him a more hopeful perspective. Batman raising these children gives him something he could finish, turning them into superheroes and functioning adults who will continue to make Gotham better is his greatest success. In many ways, they are better than Batman. Batman having a family and the goal of passing down his hope for a better future is what keeps him going. He who has a why to live for can bear almost every how. Friedrich Nietzsche. To bring it all together, Batman's entire character, from putting on his costume every night to him having sidekick, fits all into the teachings of existentialism. How hard he is on his rules and his code against killing even gives us a reason to call him the ultimate existentialist. Being so stupid when it comes to his rules might seem naive to some, but that just shows how deeply he believes that humankind can redeem itself, and that nobody is too far gone, that even in the worst of us is a spark of light. At his core, no matter what Batman might say, he is a hopeful character that believes that a better tomorrow is coming, and I think that is the reason Batman connects so well with the readers and moviegoers of today. He acknowledges the darkness in us all, but he never forgets the good we are capable of.
Man made a world where standing together is impossible.
Man is still good. We fight, we kill, we betray one another, but we can rebuild. We can do better. We will. We have to be.